So today's concept is pretty fun. What is the meaning of life? In my last video, I pretty heavily questioned a lot of things, existence, what should I do, and I was left with basically no answers. I came up with a temporary conclusion, but I did not fully answer my question. So, in this video, I just typed in completely random numbers. I was focusing on recording the video and I just typed in I don't know what I was even typing. The hell? Did I just type what did I just, okay, anyways, so yeah, I found answers to those questions. I've also been binging design theory today. Very informational, very inspirational. Inspirational. That is a great term. So let's just go ahead and go to distant words. And I would give you some ambiance, but there's nothing cool for ambiance around here. Car. Ambiance. What ambiance do you want? Oh, also, found a kind of fun thing to do with the Rubik's Cube. So basically, whenever two colors are next to each other, not diagonally, you try to change it. And I thought I would never be able to get all the colors separated to where a white wouldn't be here and here, or here and here. But I did it, and that's kind of cool. So yeah, it's a fun thing to just keep you mentally active and attentive. I guess a good mental practice. So I don't know where to. All right, you're looking in that direction. Have fun. So now let me just scroll down to the 27 pages of this document. Also, I tried to explain my uniqueness as a good thing, that it was really difficult to do. So, after a ton of thought, trying to basically explain what people should do, I came to a good conclusion. Where is it? All right. So, yeah, there's a lot to it. So, here we go. Here's what I first discovered, the first summary. There's multiple summaries because it's massive. You know what else is massive? Anyways. So, let's see. I'll read it because I'm not even going to try to reword this. So let me break down my two discovered logic systems. There's two times for your existence, mortal and post-mortal. Post-mortal is what gives us purpose beyond mortal, otherwise this temporary and eventually destroyed mortal time is meaningless. But when in the mortal stage, we should do what we can in it. We're told to do certain things by God, which we should do, but because of free will, we aren't fully controlled. So how do we make the most of our temporary time here? Change, of course. Now, humans being humans, we have emotions. We can feel bad or good. The better we feel, the better it is. And this is because, breaking from the text, obviously feeling good isn't the only thing. If everyone just tried to feel good, we'd be doing things sinfully. So I did make a chart, actually. So I made this little, let me just zoom out real quick. Oh, nope, what? Whoa. No. Okay. So God should be the priority for everything, followed by keeping your mortal self stable without sinning. So don't put others down to keep yourself stable. Inside of that, the next thing you should try to do is benefit others. Don't do it for people who don't want to accept it. So like Proverbs 20:9, don't give wisdom to people who don't accept it, because that's just a waste. Lastly, bliss. You should try to be happy when you're not doing these things, spreading the word, keeping yourself stable, or helping others. Just have joy in whatever you do, but again, without sin. So if you take away bliss, then you just got sacrifice, because you're making yourself stable and you're helping others, but you're not making yourself happy. Take away benefiting others, and you got greed, because you're trying to make yourself stable and blissful, which is only benefiting yourself and no one else. Take away self-stability, you get risk, because you're helping others and you're being happy, which is all fine. But if you don't focus on making your mental and physical and financial, all that stuff stable, then you're just kind of gambling. And if you take away God, then none of it really matters, because this is all going to go away, and the heat death of the universe is going to make it all worthless. So, back to the writing. In an ideal world, everyone is perfectly happy. Oh wait, that's heaven. So we should strive, after doing what God tells us to make everyone happier. This comes in many forms. The more advanced the society, the more freedom to do things we want. We have more tools, knowledge, and clean and simple methods of doing things. So joy is easy to find, typically. Thus, trying to make it possible for you and others to have joy is good. This can be done with just those around you, or prolonging into the future. Arguably, and as shown by history, the more monumental of a change, the better. One change we should make is spreading the word. This affects the eternal post-mortal time for others, which matters infinitely more than the mortal time. With this in mind, the most optimal thing to do is constantly try to improve everything. But society isn't formed for that. It's stressful, complicated, people will stop you, be annoyed, and not accept your changes. And it may make you die earlier, affecting nothing. So you should flow with God's plan. Now, this is one thing I realized. The flow of life, / God's plan. Some things, just don't really align with the God's plan, and some things just, life isn't really meant for it, so you shouldn't try to force against that. So, still try to make these changes, even if it doesn't go with the flow. Just, do it incorporated with the flow. In the flow, accepting that we should live in the human / mortal level and do what we can here, and the time that we aren't making changes for others, we should still do what's logical and beneficial. And one thing that's both God commanded and has many benefits without drawbacks is improving yourself. Thus, in the flow of life, just try to get better. It helps. So with all this learned, let's circle back to the original question from before this writing. Now this part I can just kind of skip because it was just about should we have hobbies, is gaming fine, and all that stuff. Put simply, if they just don't want to have something that has benefits to others and also gives them joy, or just if benefiting others doesn't give them joy, then they want to do other things for joy, and that's fine, I guess. Some people balance it. Some people are greedy and only want to give themselves joy. Some people just, you're in a community which makes you happy. It's not beneficial necessarily, but if it makes you happy, go ahead. So that's kind of the rundown on that. Now, I came up with the new logic priority level. Biblical, beneficial, and blissful. That's what you just saw. So, excluding the fact that, God first before everything, and this is kind of a really quick summary of it. Biblical, God first. Beneficial, help others. Blissful. And that is actually how it's ordered in the Bible. Put God first, then others, then yourself. Don't be selfish. Some make it just blissful due to greed or simply a lack of care to change the world. Some only want to be beneficial and sacrifice their life for it. It's all very depending on the person. I personally find it most logical from a Christian perspective to put God first, then others. Then you can have joy. That's what the Bible tells us to do anyways. And as for non-Christians, the same applies, just without the biblical step. The most logical thing to do is benefit others before yourself. And this is because, well, it depends on your beliefs. I feel like if you're atheist, yeah, it really depends. Are you, or what do they call nihilist? I don't know how you pronounce it. But if you think life has no purpose, then you can kind of do two things. You can make the most of it or die. Die to get rid of the suffering, or make the most of it in the sense that if this is your only time here, might as well give the most enjoyment out of it, no matter what you do. Even if it's evil, have joy. Or make the most out of it in terms of being a good person, as making as many changes as you can in the world, even if we're all going to be destroyed anyways, which is kind of why it's useless to do that. But I'm not an atheist, so I would not know. Balancing self and others. So there's a harmony between them. You need to be stable to benefit others, and in some cases, virtue is its own reward to helping. In some cases, virtue is its own reward to helping others make you feel. Helping others. Okay, missed the letter. So helping others makes you feel happier. There's a balance to be kept. You can't benefit others if you're depressed and useless. But if you put yourself first, you'll be selfish and a bad person. So this balance of others and yourself should be managed. Bring yourself to a stable level, then benefit others. Keep that in mind. Don't just sacrifice yourself for others. Well, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. And don't sacrifice others for yourself. I do like that quote. Don't sacrifice yourself for others. Don't sacrifice others for yourself. Now, you can sacrifice yourself for others, which is fine, even could be considered righteous, but, this is just a guide to a stable life. So don't make yourself miserable for other people in every case. In the harmony of yourself and other people, prioritize your stability first, then others second, and finally your joy. This is all following the biblical side, though, if you're Christian. There are some exceptions, however. If making yourself stable requires sin, then don't do it. If you want to benefit others, but you know they won't take it, Proverbs 23:9, don't. If your own joy in the last step is sinful, obviously don't do it. So each step has its own conditions, but they generally apply. And you can be neutral, completing all three steps and their conditions in life, but not do your best. You can put God first, help others by being nice, and have a good hobby you enjoy, all without focusing heavily on improving yourself or others. This is fine, but it's like comparing flawless and perfect. This would be the flawless side of it, hyperbolic of course. Nothing wrong with it, but it could be better. The perfect side of it would be focusing more on the biblical and beneficial. Maintain yourself. Overall, even though yourself should be your last priority, it should be maintained regardless. After all, the biblical, beneficial, blissful logic system is about goals and mindset. Your logic system should be based around benefiting others before yourself, but it doesn't mean in the case of slightly helping someone over your saving your own life, you do the former. This priority system is based on the human level, so your human self should be kept up in order to do it. Depends on the situation, but in general, try to keep yourself stable in all aspects. But following this on everything you do, But following this on everything you do, God first, others second, yourself last. You don't need any more than stability on the human level. And on the spiritual level, eternal punishment for sin, so be thankful for what you have here. So if you just put yourself over others after you've achieved stability, then that's greed. And of course, stability isn't just a set gaugeable value. There's a lot to it. Is 150K a year stable? Bank might crash, depends on the economy, someone could steal it, etc. So don't over-prepare everything. There's no way to 100% prevent things, that's in God's control. So do what's enough to be decently prepared, secure, and stable. But if you push it, you'll be stressed constantly. In all of this, though, things change. So just pray, determine what the best thing to do is with logic and honest reason, and get along in the mortal stage of life. So overall, summary of all of that. I actually did make a summary. Let me just go to that summary real quick. So, summary, advice. Yeah. So it's basically just summarizing all that. And it's really that simple. I mean, in life, go with the flow, put God first in everything, make yourself stable, then you can benefit others. Don't be selfish, don't be sinful. Pretty simple. Now, this one was fun. So this was me trying to explain why being unique and original is good. I didn't quite, oh, by the way, this is how long the other writing is. It was a while. But trying to figure out why uniqueness is good really made me struggle. Now, you could pause this and read all this, or you could, go to the link in my channel and read the document if you want. But here's the analogy that really made sense to me. So, now time to read it, because for fun. I'll do it in an accent this time to see if I'm better at narrating with an accent. It's like a puzzle. It's been... okay, hold on. It's a lot of text here. It's been solved before, but doing it still gives you joy and gratification. And you did it in your own way. Oh, I moved the screen. Hold on. Sorry. If you're told how to solve it, then you just do what they did. Well, okay, apparently not. If you're told how to solve it, then you just do what they said in a slightly different way. Where's the gratification? So yeah, anything you do has been done before and said before, but for you, it hasn't. As always, perception is reality. So of the many small reasons to be unique, I don't think there's one sure underlying reason behind it all, no matter how much I want there to be. Of all the puzzles to solve, showing people an interesting one can inspire them. It may show them a whole new perspective on what puzzles can be. The typical 100-piece puzzle most people do has slight differences in pictures and printed on the pieces, but no matter how many small bits come together, they're the same overall concept. So branch out, be the Rubik's Cube. Be one that's well known and established in the high stage of puzzles, but special to others. Now, I used a lot of terminology here. I kind of defined a high stage and a low stage. The high stage is, Socrates, Plato, all the information you could access if you want to. If I looked up the meaning of life, I would get the movie by Monty Python, of course, because, yeah, deeply personal, yes. But if I looked this up, I would find Wikipedia, the movie, of course. I would find, existence. I would find the largest philosophers and their opinions on it. So all of these things are on the high stage. But on the low stage, there is everything else. So I may have the same opinions, slightly different than people who are already on the high stage, but if someone doesn't try to view the high stage, like if they don't have the interest to, or never thought to, or doesn't even know it exists, then they won't. So you should be that inspiration. Put simply, you're in your own world. You're in your sort of miniature version of the world. And it's really difficult to explain, but yeah, if you want to read the entire thing, you can go to my channel and press on links, go to all my docs, go to distant words, and scroll down to the very, very last entry. And the last two are the two I read to you. So I wrote a lot today, discovered a lot today, what I believe the meaning of life is. Also added a couple things to one doc. Let me just find what they are, because I can't remember what they are. All right, where is it? Let's see. So there's my logic system. Right. All right, so yeah, I noted 3 things I frequently circle back to. Perception is reality. I have come back to perception is reality constantly. Ignorance is bliss. I've recently been discovering that a lot. The more you think, the more you realize, wow, this is painful and difficult and confusing. Yes, it is. And third, the world is imperfect. I don't know why I put an accent on. That wasn't intentional. I just started reading in an accent. But yeah, the world is imperfect. A lot of chains of thought, a lot of my thought cycles or processes, I can't remember. I've been hearing that word like 5 or 6 times today. Veritasium design theory. It's weird. I don't know if it's one of those things where when you hear it, you find it strange until you start hearing it a lot. I swear I never hear them say processes. Processes? I can't even remember how they say it because I think it's a British pronunciation. I say processes. Is that wrong? Processes? 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 I don't know how they say it because I forgot. It's so strange. It's like the spelling of reconnaissance. But anyways, yeah, the world is imperfect. And of the many times I've gone, what if? And within about half a second, I go, ooh, I immediately go back to, oh, wait, the world is imperfect. That is not possible. That is not God's plan. That would require perfect people who have good ideals and motives, but they don't. And I do that so and constantly. And a similar thing is how people don't think. I'm like, why? Oh, right, people don't think. They're like an old computer, information in, information out. They input and then react, and there's nothing else beyond that. They don't think, which is mind-boggling to me, because obviously I'm, just recently turned 16, and I'm already debating the meaning of life, and I think I've found the answer for me, at least, or for general Christians. And I mean, I've philosophized so much, and obviously that's a lot different than just nothing. People don't think. It's amazing. I can't imagine not thinking. I really can't imagine anything that isn't me, because it is very difficult to not understand yourself. Now you can react to this in 2 ways. You can either try to figure out the other perspective, which I try to do, or do what my dad does, be ignorant and say, oh, I don't understand them, so they must be stupid, and you're dumb, and you're not doing it right, because everything I do is right. And I'm trying to break from that bias. It is difficult. So yeah, when I try to understand rude people, when I try to understand atheists, when I try to understand super emotional people, I always struggle to, because they just don't make any sense to me. They're the antithesis of what I am. I'm a Christian, I am logical, and I am very much not rude. I am honest, though. And of course, little white lies, that's a thing. They're not sinful depending on how they are. But if you think of it, the only reason you have to play the game, so to speak, is because of emotional people. If every single person, like me, could take, not even an insult, insulting is stupid. If they could take true, honest feedback and accept that as advice and try to improve themselves, you would never have to work around the way you say things. But no, because of emotional people, we do. People like, kill your emotions, dear Lord. Obviously, that's hyperbolic, but come on. It's annoying. So yeah, then again, if everyone were like me, then you wouldn't have people being jerks for absolutely no reason. We would have proper debates, we would learn things, and we would evolve together. We would not try to tear each other down. Now, I did actually have a little thought about the concept of power. When I was writing one of my things, I was like, so you should make as much positive influence as you can, but depending on who you are, you probably don't have much power. Like, I don't. I can make these videos. This is my form of influence. What else do I do? Run outside into the streets and start screaming things at people? No. And obviously you can push that and go completely out of the flow of life and, really try to optimize it to the extreme of influencing people, but you'll be a madman, or at least you'll be considered one. Or mad woman, I'm not sexist. So yes, or mad intersex. I looked into how intersex people are treated, and it's actually really bad. They're basically not even considered, and there's a lot of bad things that happen to them. If you don't know, you're basically born both female and male, and it's not a stupid LGBTQ identification thing. It's actually a kind of rare genetic thing, and it's really bad, and there's a ton of underrepresentation of them. You know, the medical field doesn't know much about them. It's sad. But how is this already 20 minutes? Dear Lord. Maybe I should make a summary. I'll do a summary. I'll do a short of the meaning of life. I'll make a script, and I'll say it quickly. Because even though I can post things and make images, my main method of sharing things is through YouTube. Shorts, mainly, is how I get more views, because shorts just boost your views instantly most of the time. So yeah, that's my opinion on the meaning of life, for a Christian at least. It does still apply if you're, just spiritual, or Hindu, or Buddha probably, because as long as there's something outside of the mortal world to give life purpose, then, go at it. As for like reincarnation, though, that's a strange one. I haven't thought about that much because it's just odd. Because if something outside of the mortal world is what gives you purpose, then if the purpose is to live good in the mortal world because you'll come back to it, that's just a little strange, isn't it? So that brings up a completely different mindset requirement. I'm not going to try and get into that. But yeah, you can be Muslim, you can be Jewish, Christian, pagan, I don't know. As long as there's something outside of this world that gives purpose to your life, then it matters. And I think you could apply my logic system. Put your belief first. I would like everyone to be Christian, but of course I can't do that, and I'm not going to force it onto you. So put your core beliefs first. That's a good one. Core beliefs, not just God. Put your core beliefs first. This can apply if you're atheist as well. Your core beliefs, they should be good, first of all, and logical and beneficial and all of those things, and they should govern everything that you do. Then you can follow the next thing, self-stability, benefiting others, bliss. Or you can be a greedy a-hole and risk everything because you're stupid, be atheist, and don't have any morals or values that are logical, and don't benefit others because you're just rude, and only go for bliss, and masturbate in your room all day because that's all you care about. I am not one of those people. Those people are selfish, they are greedy, very bad people. You should not only strive for joy. Some people tell you should. They say the meaning of life is joy. No, I don't think so. Well, a meaning, yes. But there's a lot of purposes behind it, and I just think that's one of those things. Not the main thing. So yeah. Cool car. So yeah, there's my meaning of life. I'll probably make a short on it, unless I'm too lazy to do so. God bless you. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and as always, adios. Bye.